This is TTT. Live for local.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. 7 cannabis fields containing approximately 8,550 fully grown cannabis trees were destroyed during a police suppression exercise in the Laloon Forest. The trees have an estimated street value of $8.55 million. Officers also destroyed 3 drying racks and other equipment used in the cultivation and processing of cannabis. The operation was conducted about 4 miles into the forest. Officers encountered several attempts to obstruct their progress, including a trench dug across the access road and trees felled along the route. 2 trap guns were also found and safely disarmed, highlighting the dangers faced by officers during cannabis eradication exercises. Investigations are continuing. In other news now, Mayaro MP and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Nicholas Morris, paid tribute to former Rio Claro South Councillor and Chairman Ramkisoon Nagasar following his passing on Sunday. Minister Morris credited Mr. Nagasar with helping to build the Mayaro constituency, the Rio Claro community, and the UNC.
Solemn day here in the Mayaro constituency because we've lost a stalwart, we've lost a legendary figure, a father figure, a mentor, someone who has built the constituency, someone who has built the Rio Claro community, and someone who has built the UNC. We would have been given the very sad news on the passing of Mr. Ramkisoon Nagasar. He is a former councillor for Rio Claro South. He would have also served as the chairman of the corporation for 1 year, some years ago.
Minister Morris said Mr. Nagasar's contribution helped lay the foundation for a new generation of UNC leaders and for the party's continued presence in Mayaro.
People like Mr. Nagasar, they set the tone, they laid the foundation. They fought the hard work to make sure that young people like us, to make sure today we can have a UNC presence in the constituency of Mayaro, that the constituency of Mayaro could be a great place as it is. So on behalf of the UNC, I thank Mr. Nagasar for his work. I would like to thank, we pay tribute to the legacy that Mr. Nagasar has left behind.
And may he rest in peace. In sport now, the Sports Company of Trinidad and Tobago Limited, Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs, wish to correct the inaccurate and incomplete information published regarding the funding and administration of the Secondary Schools Football League. Here's more.
Earlier this month, the Secondary Schools Football League announced that the withdrawal of its major title sponsor would impact the competition's traditional format, recognizing that isolating Tobago schools would create disproportionate growth in the sport and damage the national character of the league. The Sports Company of Trinidad and Tobago and the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs intervened proactively. The Sports Company and the Ministry pledged immediate assistance for major expenses, specifically targeting air travel costs to guarantee that students from both islands have an equal opportunity to compete. A release from the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs has stated that it is highly unfortunate that focus from certain media entities has chosen to mischaracterize this situation by focusing on the approval process of the Sports Company Board of Directors. The public must note that the Minister's immediate intervention regarding airlift and the Sports Board's evaluation of a broader financial proposal are 2 separate matters. The proposal sent to the Sports Company covers extensive expenses, including airfare and accommodation, referees and commissioners' fees, as well as related operational expenditures. The Sports Company Board is legally and ethically bound by fiduciary duties and corporate governance principles to thoroughly review all aspects of a proposal before rendering a decision. To imply that the board has failed in its duties simply because it is taking the necessary time to properly consider these additional expenditures is both premature and highly misleading.
And that's what's making the news on this wonderful Monday morning. But joining us right now is the host with the most, Virmala Balkaran. Good morning, Virmala.
Thank you. That made my Monday. I do prefer that title from now onward.
Okay,
so
all right. With that would be the default from now on. I'll revert to that.
How are you, Carrie? How was your weekend?
I'm doing quite well. My weekend was lovely.
Good.
What about you?
Glad. It was okay. I got a little bit of rest here and there, and I really spent it doing things that I actually enjoyed.
I got to go to not one but two beaches over the weekend. Yesterday actually.
Okay.
And yeah, so my weekend was quite nice.
That must have been a really, really good one.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like me and the outdoors. We like this.
Well, I'm very much an indoors person, and I do choose to listen to a lot of music on the weekends because during the week I'm very focused on doing all of this and keeping my head in that space. But then on the weekends...
Right. So let me ask your business a little bit. What's on the playlist?
Actually, that's what I was about to tell you. That we've been loving a lot of these AI songs and we don't realize it's coming from AI.
It's AI, right?
the one where they scream Melissa, and it's a soca beat.
Yes.
Yeah, that's AI generated. So, it's kind of cutting up a lot of the artists who are really producing great work all throughout the years, and Spotify has decided to really add that AI generated note whenever there's AI generated content, and also they're going to show you that less frequently on your Spotify playlist as a suggestion.
I agree with that, because the artists put in so much work and so much years of work and effort into their craft and honing their craft, and then somebody could just put in a prompt and make a song?
Yeah, and they put in a lot of money and just love and soul and spirit into that. So I kind of agree with that for a bit, but it still goes without saying that AI generated music has been doing very well, especially on TikTok. And you don't even realize you're consuming AI.
Right? And you think to the core of your being, like, hey, this singer is real good, boy.
Really good. And so much precision in there as well. But, that's how it goes. And we do have to keep up with the times so we can mitigate, how far it goes and how much it kind of consumes us.
This is a very big topic, the whole AI topic. And we can speak about this all week.
I know. Well, maybe we should do that. Actually, before I go, you probably heard that sad news that actress Hayden Panettiere has passed at the age of 36. And it really reminds me more than ever, Carrie, of the fragility of life. So let me say this. I am grateful for you this morning. I'm grateful for all of you as well. And, life is really short and you never know which moment could be your last. So I hope you take that into this week.
And seize the day.
Yeah. All right, Carrie, we'll talk soon.
All right, we will. Thanks so much, Virmala.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going right after this short break. Stay tuned.
TTT News every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Football fans, lock in wherever you are. Season 7 of the 12th Man premieres on TTT on Thursday, the 20th of August. We need you to be there. Be part of the fun. Be part of the celebration. It doesn't matter which team you're supporting, which team you're not supporting. We want you to join us. We want you to participate. We want you to be there with us on TTT.
The 12th Man, Season 7, coming soon to TTT.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
We're now on the cusp of learning how AI is interacting with the tools that we have been using. So now increasingly, we're using AI to fine-tune both the treatments that we're giving and also to help us with the complex decision making.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by
The Mother Church of the Anglican Diocese suffered significant damage during the earthquake of 2018. Efforts are underway to raise funds to restore this national heritage site. You are invited to make your donations with monthly deposits at any branch of the First Citizens Bank, account number 2696950, Marval Road Branch, in the name of the Incorporated Trustees of the Anglican Holy Trinity Cathedral Restoration.
Monday, 17th August 2026. The time now, it is 6:11 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. Did you hear this story over the weekend? Well, police are investigating a report involving a woman who alleges that a taxi driver detained her inside his vehicle, exposed himself to her, and forced her to perform a provocative dance while he committed an indecent act. According to police, the incident allegedly occurred while the woman was traveling from San Fernando to Debe. She reported that the driver locked the vehicle's doors and refused to let her out before eventually releasing her in Debe. The matter is now under investigation, with police identifying areas where surveillance footage may be available. And as we started this morning with some sad news, actress Hayden Panettiere has died at the age of 36. Her representative confirmed the news that her father, Skip Panettiere, described her as an incredible light who brought joy to absolutely millions. And Panettiere began her career as a child star and became widely known for her roles in Heroes and Nashville. She also appeared in films including Remember the Titans, Ice Princess, definitely one of my favorites, and Scream 4. The cause and circumstances of her death have not been disclosed. And over the weekend, a deeply disturbing video circulated on social media showing a man appearing to deliberately run over a dog. Now that really upset me. Seeing that animal left injured and alone was absolutely heartbreaking, and the outrage that followed was understandable. But beyond the anger, it raises a really big question. What about compassion? What happens to us as a society when we become indifferent to suffering simply because the victim cannot speak for itself? Animals feel pain and fear, and how we treat vulnerable living beings really says something about who we are. Having power over another life should never give us permission to cause suffering. It should give us a greater responsibility to protect. Thankfully, this dog was later found that night by Mackenzie's Rescues and Boarding, really doing a tremendous job, I must say, with the help of people in the area as well. And he was hiding beneath a vehicle, I believe, and was eventually rescued and taken for vet treatment. His injuries are severe, with multiple broken and shattered bones in both legs, and rescuers are saying that he will require more than one procedure, and they're doing everything possible to avoid amputation. His medical care is expected to cost more than $4,500, and a police report has also been made. So while the story showed us an awful side of humanity, the people who searched for him and really helped to rescue him, they're now fighting for his recovery. They remind us of the other side too. We need more of this, more kindness, more compassion, and more respect for all living beings. And having power over another living being should never give us permission to cause suffering. It should give us an even greater responsibility to protect. So this morning, if you'd like to assist with his medical care, you can call or message Mackenzie's Rescues and Boarding at 746-3329. That number is on the screen. That's 746-3329. Well, a brand new week is here, bringing another opportunity to be better, more focused, and more intentional than the week before. And we're here to start your morning with the truth as usual, to give you the information you need and navigate your day and the conversations happening around the world and here at home. So you know what to do. Grab a cup of coffee and settle in. Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you know, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Coming up on Caribbean Passport, it's pulsating energy, deep cultural traditions. It's none other than Barbados crop over. Being at one with nature is no problem in Antigua and Barbuda, so let's swim with the stingrays. Fashion that's all-inclusive. And Caribbean tourism is at the forefront in Guyana. Be viewing Caribbean Passport as we explore the beauty of our region, right here on this station.
I'm Jamila Bannister, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays, 6 p.m., Tuesdays, 1:10 p.m.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
We begin this morning by looking at an initiative aimed at strengthening how the Caribbean prepares for and responds to severe weather and other hazards. The Caribbean Meteorological Organization, together with the World Meteorological Organization and regional disaster management agencies, is working to improve the way warnings are issued, shared, and acted upon through the Common Alerting Protocol and impact-based warning systems. With both workshops beginning today in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we're looking at what this means for the region and ultimately how better warnings can help to save lives and reduce the impact of disasters. And joining us this morning, we have Mr. Kenneth Kerr, Science and Technology Officer of the Caribbean Met Organization Headquarters, and Gregory Cato, Deputy Manager of the St. Vincent Meteorological Service. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Pleasant
Thanks
good morning.
for having us.
All right. Now, for people who are hearing about the Common Alerting Protocol for the first time, what exactly is the CAP and why is it so important for Caribbean countries?
Well, the Common Alerting Protocol, or CAP as it is known, is essentially a standardized way of creating and sharing emergency warnings. The important thing is that one authoritative warning can be distributed through many channels, through the television, through radio, through websites, social media, mobile phones, and other platforms. And so for the Caribbean, where we face multiplicity of hazards, the CAP help us to get consistent and trusted information to people quickly, wherever they are.
Now, we often hear weather warnings, but the real question is, what should people do when they receive one? So how does this initiative help to turn a warning now into an action?
Just to follow on what I just said, this is really at the heart of what we are trying to achieve. And it's a very good question. A warning is only useful if people know what it means for them and what action they should take. We are bringing the Meteorological Service and the disaster management agencies and other stakeholders together so that we can move from simply saying a hazard is coming to saying this is what could happen, this is who could be affected, and this is what you should do, because it means the hazard may mean different things for different sectors, for different people. So we need to move the conversation from not just what is coming, but what is going to happen to the individual or the sector.
Yeah, now building on that, can you explain the idea of impact-based forecasting and moving from, as you said, what the weather will be to what will this weather do now? Who will be affected and what should they do?
Certainly. I'll give Gregory a chance to respond as well. But traditional forecasting tell us, as I just said, what we expect the weather to be. Perhaps there's going to be rainfall, strong winds or extreme heat, and maybe they're going to be flooding. But impact-based forecasting takes the next steps and asks, so what? What could that rainfall do to roads? What can it do to communities? What can it do to the vulnerable people or to the hospitals or for water supplies? Who is vulnerable and what action should be taken? It really connects the forecast to the decision that needs to be made so that people can respond to what is taking place.
Yes,
And St.
that's
Vincent,
correct. And,
yeah, sure.
yes, sorry. Yes, as Kenneth rightfully said, now we are moving away from it's breezy and so forth. When you hear, okay, it's fair, what does this mean? Fair and breezy, yes, it's a good day for laundry. Just saying fair to partly cloudy with a few showers means absolutely nothing. But if I mention the word light or heavy showers, you can know that, you may not be able to go for that afternoon walk. So being a bit descriptive as well helps.
I know that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is the first stop in this 4-country workshop series. So what are some of the particular lessons or experiences from St. Vincent that really make stronger early warning systems so important?
Can you repeat for me, please?
I said St. Vincent and the Grenadines is the first stop in this 4-country workshop series. What are some of the particular lessons or experiences from St. Vincent that will really make the stronger early warning system so important? What can we take away from this?
Okay, so it's the CAP is a very important tool for us. We have been tested, our capabilities would have been tested by the recent Hurricane Beryl. Not only do we have threats from hurricane, it's multi-hazard, so we do have an active volcano as well. And we are in that pretty much along a fault line. So having another means of actually disseminating our weather, this common alerting protocol will go a very long way in terms of having our warnings and watches out, I would say.
Gentlemen, how does
If I could add to that.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
If I could add to that, please. So the lesson is really that having a forecast is not enough. We need to make sure that the warning reaches people early and that the agency understands what it means and that there are clear actions that are already agreed on. So in a small state like St. Vincent, especially where impacts can spread very quickly, as we have seen between 2021 to now, coordination and timely information is particularly important. And so the CAP provides an opportunity, a platform to enable this.
Gentlemen, how does CAP improve the way warnings are delivered across different platforms? Let's say television and radio and mobile phones and even other communication channels. All right, gentlemen, once again, how does CAP really improve the way that warnings are delivered? Let's talk about the way it works. Maybe television and radio, any sort of communication channels.
Okay, so the beautiful thing about CAP is that, in the past, the Met services would create a forecast, and they may have to create a different forecast for a soundbite for the radio, something for television, and different modes. But with CAP, you create one message. You create it, there are different components, there's a standardized format. When you get a CAP message, you know where to find exactly the time, you know where to find the warning messages, you know where to find the impact, you know where to find the action. So you get accustomed to knowing exactly where the different information can be found. So that message becomes consistent. It reduces confusion and conflicting messages. And therefore, it will improve the way you deliver information. What is very important about CAP as well is that CAP has what you call an RSS feed that the media require or monitor. And once the message is issued, then the Met services doesn't have to fax or email any message to a radio or television. The television station is monitoring the Met Office's RSS feed, and they will be alerted immediately when a CAP message is issued.
All right, gentlemen, before we wrap up this morning, ultimately, when this workshop series is completed now, what would success look like? How could Caribbean citizens really see a difference the next time a major hazard threatens?
I will let Becky go first.
Repeat again. Okay.
I'm asking, ultimately, when this workshop series is completed, what would success look like?
Okay, success for me, I would say to see this being not when we disseminate this information, not just to reach the actual community, right? Disaster actually starts with you, right? Now, if we're able to meet the vulnerable, those particularly, women and children and so forth, the ultimate aim is to ensure that everyone, especially down at the community level, get this information. I mean, we had used Beryl as pretty much a benchmark. There was some, there would have been best practices that would have learned from that. So we're hoping that with CAP, we can take it to the next level, pretty much.
Yeah, for us at the Caribbean Meteorological Organization, success would be that when a warning is issued in any of these countries or across the Caribbean, people don't just hear that something is coming. They understand what it means and what they should do. Behind that warning, the Met services and other agencies know their responsibilities. The information moves quickly through the multiple channels, as I have said before, and action starts earlier. For the public, the difference should be simple. Should be clearer warnings, more time to prepare, better coordination, and ultimately fewer lives and livelihoods at risk. Ultimately, we are trying to move the Caribbean from simply predicting hazards to anticipating their impacts, and most importantly, acting early enough to reduce those impacts. And that is why at the Caribbean Meteorological Organization, we are approaching this from a one Caribbean perspective. We are building capacity to last after the workshop, where we have community of practices so that the member states can strengthen what they have learned during the workshop and progress forward. We don't just leave them after the workshop. We ensure that they can get to a level where we have a successful implemented capability going forward.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very, very much for joining us this morning. We wish you all the success in this workshop series. We would like to have you back very soon to talk about this, hopefully after the series, so you can give us an update on what went on. But have a beautiful day and enjoy the weather, if I should say so myself.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Take care. And that was Mr. Crew and Mr. Cato joining us this morning. The time now, it is 6:29. There was a bit of traffic this morning if you were heading into the capital. I do believe that was some eastbound traffic. I I think, in the maritime area, but that has been resolved now, thankfully. So, hopefully the traffic will flow smoothly for you this morning. We take a quick break. When we come back, TTPS Today on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel. And I never regretted it.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world from Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forests alongside our robot pals from Bugs Bot Ignition, or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. Catch terrific Toon Time weekdays at 4:15 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. It's fun-filled adventure with terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
TTT News every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Welcome back to TTPS Today, a weekly segment here on Trinidad and Tobago Today, created in partnership with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And every Monday, you know what we do. We sit down with the TTPS Media Ambassador, Sergeant Devon Jagrup, to break down the law and answer your questions and discuss the issues that matter most, from crime prevention and public safety to your rights and responsibilities as citizens. And today, we're talking about a hot topic, self-defense. When does it apply? What is considered reasonable force? And when can someone go a little too far? We'll also look at the protections provided under the Home Invasion, Self-Defense and Defense of Property Act 2025, which gives occupants the right to stand their ground against a home invader. Sergeant, good morning, and how are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you for asking.
So simply put, what does self-defense mean under the law?
Well, before I answer your question, I would like to remind our citizens or viewers that self-defense, firstly, is not an invitation to cause grievous harm. So to answer your question, self-defense is a legal, rather, it is something that is there to protect our citizens if they have to use force to shield themselves or to protect another person, to prevent a crime, or to assist in a lawful arrest. In these circumstances, if the force that is used is reasonable, then the law will view your actions as lawful, meaning that you are cleared of any criminal wrong.
And when can someone legally claim now that, hey, I acted in self-defense?
Well, you can rely on self-defense if you actually genuinely, honestly believe that there is an immediate threat against you or a crime is being committed against you. The key here is if you honestly believe that at that exact time you were feeling threatened, and even if after you realize that it wasn't exactly the right response, it will also help with you not being persecuted or prosecuted for an offense.
You mentioned reasonable force earlier. What exactly is considered reasonable force?
Well, reasonable force is force that is proportionate to the threat that you face. The law does not expect you to respond with mathematical precision in a life or death, split-second moment. It looks at when you honestly and instinctively believe that what you did at the time was necessary to protect yourself or your family.
And at what point now can self-defense actually become excessive force?
Well, it becomes excessive when your response goes beyond what was necessary to stop the threat, or when it turns into retaliation. For example, if the threat, or rather the offense, has already ended, or the person is leaving, and you continue to inflict severe violence on the person, that force is no longer protective. It is retaliatory and it is unlawful.
Let's talk a little bit about the Home Invasion Act now. How has that really strengthened the rights of the people protecting themselves and their families at home?
Well, the Home Invasion Act of 2025, it gives our citizens explicit statutory protection. It clearly defines the use of force, including the use of deadly force in severe circumstances, to protect life, to prevent rape or grievous harm, to protect or safeguard your property during a genuine home invasion.
And the law says an occupant has no duty to retreat from a home invader. So what exactly does that mean now in practical terms for viewers this morning?
It simply means that you don't have to run away. You don't have to back down in your own home. You have the legal right to stand your ground if you reasonably believe that there's an immediate threat of force against you or your family.
But of course, you must adhere to the limits, right? That doesn't mean that you can use any level of force against an intruder.
That's right. So there are definitely limits. It's not a license to kill. Force cannot be grossly disproportionate. Furthermore, the defense does not apply if you are engaged in criminal activity, if the person that is entering has a lawful right to be there, if you know that there are police officers executing their duties lawfully, or if your judgment is substantially impaired by voluntary drug or alcohol consumption.
Well, the government is saying that the new legislation is already having an impact, alongside, of course, the increased police action against home invasion. How important is the law as another tool for the TTPS in tackling crimes?
Well, the law, it's an invaluable tool, and it gives law-abiding citizens the confidence to know and understand regarding their safety at home, while giving the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service a well-defined legal framework to conduct their investigations. It sends a strong deterrent message to criminals that the citizens have the full backing of the law when it comes to defending their home.
And Sergeant, if someone has to defend themselves during a home invasion, what should they do once the immediate danger is over?
Firstly, get yourself and your family to safety. Do not touch or tamper with anything. Remember to keep clear of any weapons that was possibly involved, and sort of mentally prepare yourself to give law enforcement a full statement. Remember, the police will investigate every incident based on its specific facts.
And before we wrap up this morning, what do you want people to know about self-defense?
Well, the law may permit force, even deadly force, in limited circumstances, but only when it is necessary, proportionate, and honestly believed to be required at the time.
Well, Sergeant, thank you very much for always joining us and bringing a wealth of information. And the key message this morning is that you have a right to defend yourself, your family, and your home, but it is also important to understand what the law allows and where the limits are. And thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
And that's it for this week's TTPS Today, brought to you in partnership with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports with Nasira Mohammed, daily at 7 p.m.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba fishani. Oh, shun mi ba oh, shun mi ba fishani. Arubita, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm Virmala Balkaran, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays 6 p.m., Tuesdays 1:10 p.m.
National Aviation Day is observed on August 19, celebrating the world of flight and the people and innovation that keep us connected. For local author and aviation professional Jamie Inaitula, it is also an opportunity to get more young people interested in the industry. Through her aviation-themed books and her platform Aviology X, she combines education and creativity and more than 20 years of experience in logistics and aviation to make the field more accessible. Well, Jamie joins us this morning as we look ahead to National Aviation Day and Aviation Week. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm great, thank you.
And happy Aviation Week.
Yes.
Yes. So, Jamie, where did your love for aviation actually begin?
My love for aviation actually began at a late age, not at an early age. So my career in aviation actually began mid-20s or so. And from that, you know, then I followed my passion and my dream of aviation. Aviation is not, when people hear about aviation, they think, oh, are you a pilot? But it's not only a pilot. We have a lot of other careers in aviation.
Yeah, there's so much happening in the world of aviation, I would say, and over the years I've noticed a lot of women, just like yourself, Jamie, whether it be dabbling or really just honing their skills in aviation, and I'm so proud of that. And I have to take a minute to say, you know, kudos to the woman in aviation this morning, just like you. So, Jamie, what inspired you to turn that passion you have now into aviation-themed books?
So first of all, unfortunately, I was terminated from my job last year. However, I didn't let that deter me. So I said one day, what am I to do, you know? And I said, I also wanted to be a teacher. That was one of my passions. So I decided I can write it in books. And what I actually do now, I do presentations with NALIS. I go to schools and all this voluntary work. Yeah. So that's what I do now. So these are my books that I wrote aviation themed.
Yes, and they're very beautiful. What are the age ranges? I think 3.
Yes, so the activity book is 3+, because my niece actually reads better than myself when she was 3 years old. So I made this book very educational, where you learn about traveling, and then also you have, besides the little activities like word searches and stuff, you learn the aviation alphabet.
Very early on, from 3+.
Yes.
I love that. And you know, Jamie, lots of kids really, really love airplanes and everything to do with aviation. And this encourages them from a very early age.
Yes.
So can you imagine the number of children whose lives you will impact, and they will eventually pick up a career in aviation?
Hope so, yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. So let's talk about, you know, the books now. I know this is the activity book. I see a few more there. Tell me about those.
Okay, so this one actually is not in the bookstores. This is only available on Amazon right now.
Okay.
It's actually the phonetics, where you have the tracing and stuff where you learn it. So instead of the normal day-to-day alphabet, A, apple, you have A, alpha. So this is what we have here. Then I have Ellie. You would love Ellie. I should have brought Ellie as my mascot.
I love Ellie.
Ellie is a purple elephant, but it shows you the journey of Ellie leaving the forest and going to the zoo.
Oh my
So
goodness.
it realistically shows you how you transport Ellie in a cargo airplane. So this is how inside a cargo airplane looks.
Oh my goodness.
So, you know, it gives you that realistic look of it. Then
I love the artwork, I must say.
Thank you. Everything was done by myself. I did all the illustration, and I self-published.
Oh my gosh.
So I did everything.
Congrats again.
Thank you.
Okay, which one is this one?
This one is type of cargo airplanes. A lot of people know about passenger airplanes and things like that. So I did this one specifically for type of cargo. So it shows you the largest in the world, which is the Antonov AN225. However, this was the
Antonov.
So this one is the, I will say, the baby of it, but it comes to Trinidad, this one.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, it does. So you have a lot of cargo companies that will charter for oil field equipment and different equipment.
Even as an adult, this is very interesting.
Yes, it is. You still have a lot of adults who are so much enthusiasts that they just still go to the airport just to get a photo.
Yes.
And just to look at the landing and take off. Yes.
Yeah, and I see that you have a little aviology.
Yes, I'm also making, this is very new.
Okay.
So I'm starting to do little events like sip and paint and stuff. So I do the molds and have it there as a gift.
I love that. So now they can paint their own.
Yes.
Wow. Imagine that, having your very first little plane. And that will, as I said, it really just encourages children from a very early age. So what are some of the things that children can learn about aviation through your books?
So through my books, what they can learn, as I showed you before, the basic, which is the aviation phonics. The military uses that as well because it's for clarity. I also have a list of the Caribbean countries where you learn the IATA codes, which is your 3-letter code that identifies a country. So from when you see POS, you know it's Trinidad.
That is fascinating.
And in my book as well, a lot of people don't know St. Lucia has 2 airports. Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good.
I do know
I also have a brain teaser with word scramble where you have to guess the airline. So a lot of them, like I have JetBlue in it, but some people will say Blue Jet, but then after when they catch on. So, you know, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
I have a trivia in it as well.
Now, aviation is much more than just becoming a pilot. When we talk about aviation, you know, we think, okay, yes, you're able to fly the planes or navigate the planes. What other careers would you like young people to know about?
Okay, so simple as myself, I came out of management and operations in aviation. So you have the behind the scenes personnels. You have, well, the authorities like Airports Authority, where the employees there, they take care of the airports and the airport infrastructure. So you have duty managers, and then you have, well, they do all the infrastructure work, as I said. Then you have civil aviation, who has the air traffic controllers. And
the technical part, there's also the business aspect.
Yes, and then you have the companies now, with the ground handling companies. And with all these people, you can't have the airport running, right? Because you need them. So you have the mechanics, the technicians, the air marshals, you know, and they do a wonderful job.
These careers are absolutely fascinating, and even for adults like myself, we're still very much fascinated by that. Although we already chose our career paths, it still doesn't hurt to, you know, dabble just a little bit. So let's talk about Aviology X. I really am inquisitive about that. What is the idea behind this platform?
So as I said, the idea came about being terminated from my job, and is my passion. So as I first started with the books, and from that then I developed into sale of aviation themed items. So I have like stationery, I have keychains, nice little gifts, model airplanes, and then further with the education part, which I told you I do voluntary work. I go out to the libraries, so I usually collaborate sometimes with NALIS to go to some of the libraries to do presentations, not only because it's National Aviation Week, but throughout the year. And then I go to schools, because sometimes the school has their curricula on transport, and you know, an airplane is a mode of transport. So we go out there to teach.
How long have you been doing this and doing these
books?
Just
a little over a year.
Okay. So how do you feel now, knowing, as I said before, that there'll be generations of children who'll turn into adults that have been impacted by these books and have really given them the opportunity to say, I want a career in aviation because of Miss Jamie? How do you feel about that?
I feel very, very, very accomplished, proud of myself as well. As you said, even adults, some of them are intrigued with the book. So from the time they open the activity book especially, they gravitate to it and they want it as a gift or for their friends. You know, even some adults will think, oh, it's for a kid. But no, when they get into the book and actually read the content, they are very, very satisfied with it. And in the future, well, maybe by next year or so, the business is going to grow. There are some others companies, small companies, flight companies that teach you simulation and stuff. So I'm going to be doing some workshops as well.
Yes. What has the feedback been like for all of this?
It's been a pretty slow, because I think we need a little more collaboration, maybe with some of the larger companies, in the airlines especially as well, and local authorities, you know, to collaborate as well. So I have been reaching out to travel agencies, even to some of the entities, to see how much we could promote aviation.
Yeah, Jamie, hopefully we can see these maybe on airplanes when children are getting ready to travel, even in the lounges, you know, while children are, as I said, getting ready to board the aircraft to get them excited for that experience. And as we celebrate National Aviation Day and Aviation Week, what would you like people to better know about the role that aviation plays in Trinidad and Tobago?
Just keep updated on the literature, on the news, on everything aviation-wise. As I said, in Trinidad, it's a bit limited, but worldwide, we hear a lot of stories. I know for the past 2 years or so, you heard of a lot of crashes and things like that. But don't get deterred. You know, travel is there. Just do it.
Yeah. And it's fascinating, and it really takes you to a whole new world. Literally, it takes you to different places, and it's really a beautiful thing, especially if you can afford to do that at this point in time. So thank you for sharing that with us this morning, Jamie. And for a young person who's watching and fascinated by airplanes and a future in aviation, where should they start? These books.
Start with the books. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Start with the books. There's a little more literature. I am actually working on a book called Careers of Aviation. So start with the books. You can get it in most of the bookstores, RIK, paper-based, Scribble and Quills.
And Amazon.
And Amazon. All the books are available on Amazon.
And her information is on the screen for you as well. Thank you, Jamie, for sharing this with us this morning. If you love aviation, then this is for you, no matter what the age. We're celebrating National Aviation Day on August 19th and Aviation Week this entire week as well. And hopefully more young people will look into all of this and look to the skies and not just see airplanes, but see the possibilities. Jamie, thank you very much. Just a few seconds before we wrap it up for this hour, just a gentle reminder, there seems to be an accident in the vicinity of Goodwood Park. If you are heading into the west or coming out of the west, that is causing a massive pileup of traffic, so please look out for that. We do have some shots right now, and do check your GPS and just cater for that traffic. And earlier on we saw that happening around the Maritime flyover area, but that has been resolved. But again, this is the traffic situation this morning, and again, this is the shots of the accident in the vicinity of Maritime. So we'll talk to you soon.
Your heart, brain, and body work hard every day. Give them the support they deserve with omega-3. Packed with essential fatty acids, omega-3 helps support heart health, brain function, and overall wellness. Whether you're staying active, focused, or simply living life to the fullest, live healthier with omega-3. Wellness that works from within. Tune in to Wellness Unlocked on TTT Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:45 a.m.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel. And I never regretted it.
Whatever the skies bring, stay prepared with TTT weather. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Baseball fans, football fans, lock in wherever you are. Season 7 of The 12th Man premieres on TTT on Thursday, the 20th of August. We need you to be there. Be part of the fun. Be part of the celebration. It doesn't matter which team you're supporting, which team you're not supporting. We want you to join us. We want you to participate. We want you to be there with us on TTT.
The 12th Man, Season 7, coming soon to TTT.
Your news anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Several prohibited items were seized during a joint police and prison search operation at the condemned cells of the Port of Spain prison. The exercise, conducted between 10 p.m. on August 15th and 1 a.m. on August 14th, involved officers from the TTPS, DCP Operations Team, and the Prison Emergency Response Unit. During the search, authorities discovered 7 cellular phones, 3 SIM cards, cell phone chargers, cannabis, electrical cords, and handwritten phone numbers. The operation was coordinated by Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara, Deputy Commissioner of Police Suzette Martin, and Acting Commissioner of Prisons Elvin Scanterbury, as part of ongoing efforts to eliminate contraband and strengthen security within the nation's prison system. In other news now, the restoration of African Emancipation Day celebrations at TNTech was welcomed by Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities Clyde Elder, who praised the company for reconnecting employees with their African heritage and cultural traditions. He also highlighted major developments within the organization, including the return of the cost of living allowance. Speaking at the event, which saw a lecture on African emancipation, traditional African performances, and an African cuisine competition, he stressed that remembering and preserving African legacy and heritage is crucial.
Our roots and traditions are too important for us to not appreciate it, not just appreciate from the point of view of its historical perspective, but to appreciate it from the point of view of understanding where we need to be.
Reflecting on the theme of the event, the return, reconnecting through heritage and freedom, he also acknowledged the return of the cost of living allowance, describing it as another important development for TNTech workers.
The return, not just of this celebration, but the return of so many other things. And permit me to just go back to my trade union roots. And I want to now speak specifically to my OWTO and EPA comrades. And I want to also say the return of cola. We did that this year.
In more news now, the Ministry of the People, Social Development and Family Services made its second Sunday seed stop in Tacarigua, bringing support directly to entrepreneur Yana Liverpool, owner of Yan's Little Bites. Minister Vandana Mohit presented a Sowing Empowerment Through Entrepreneurial Development, or SEED grant, to assist Ms. Liverpool in expanding her baking business. Grateful for the support, Ms. Liverpool said the grant will help strengthen and grow her enterprise. Minister Mohit thanked the entrepreneur for sharing her journey and reaffirmed the government's commitment to empowering small business owners. A representative from the office of Tunapuna Piarco MP, Roger Alexander, also attended the presentation. From Wallafield to Tacarigua, the seed journey continues, creating opportunities and bringing meaningful support closer to entrepreneurs across the communities. And in sport now, Arsenal have sent a message to the rest of the English Premier League that they are the ones to beat in the upcoming season. The Gunners took the FA Community Shield on Sunday with a comfortable 3-0 win over Manchester City at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff, Wales. The league winners, Arsenal, took less than 30 seconds to get on the scoresheet when Riccardo Calafiori got free to slot home. Kai Havertz then got his name on the scoresheet in the 28th minute to double his team's advantage. They led 2-0 at the half. FA Cup winners Manchester City under new coach Enzo Maresca looked second best all afternoon and conceded 3 minutes after resumption with another soft goal which came from captain Martin Odegaard. 3-0 Arsenal easily took the Community Shield. With the curtain raiser now out of the way, the EPL gets underway in earnest on Friday when Arsenal host promoted team Coventry City. And that's what's making the news at this time. When we come back after the break, we get into the second hour of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Stay tuned.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by...
Coming up on Caribbean Passport, it's pulsating energy, deep cultural traditions. It's none other than Barbados crop over. Being at one with nature is no problem in Antigua and Barbuda, so let's swim with the stingrays. Fashion that's all-inclusive. And Caribbean tourism is at the forefront in Guyana. Be viewing Caribbean Passport as we explore the beauty of our region, right here on this station.
The National Oshun Festival returns for its 26th year, celebrating African spiritual and cultural heritage right here in Trinidad and Tobago. This year's theme is Etching the Future of the Foundations of the Past, with activities including the Marindan Logan Night and the traditional procession to the Celebia River. And joining us this morning, we have Chief Ajagun Shaka Ifalaye and Araba Osho Adewale, and Ifa and Orisha priests. Good morning and welcome to you both.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
We're fine.
Good. Now, for someone learning about this for the first time, what exactly is the National Oshun Festival and what does it celebrate?
The National Oshun Festival in Trinidad and Tobago, we use that opportunity to celebrate Oshun, one of our female deities in Yoruba land in Africa, because of our personality, because of our spiritual power, and the feminine power to control some certain things in the world, most especially anything that has to do with water.
Tell me a little bit more about Oshun.
All right. Oshun is one of the 401 deities that came from heaven to the earth. Yes. Our deities in Yoruba land, they came from heaven. Nobody gave birth to them, and they're not given birth to by anybody. So it's one of the female Orisha. We call them Orisha, the special people created by God himself, or Olodumare himself, to come and reproduce the earth, occupy this mother earth, and establish the earth. Then, so Oshun is one of the female Orisha that Olodumare give control over the rivers. Rivers, our own function is to control anything in the rivers. Yes.
Very powerful.
Yes, Oshun is a very powerful woman. So the purpose of doing this one, to remember her, is because of her personality, because when things are not right in the world, then she is the one that will say, come, let us do this. And they will bring a sort of control to the situation that is bad or ugly. And she is mother of children too. She knows how to take care of children. When we say, that is why in Afideremo, the one that used brooms to take care of children, instead of Oshun using medicine, she will use water to heal. Wow. She will use brooms to heal. She will use what is called honey to heal people. So one of her major work on earth is to take care of children and the women who could not give birth or who are barren. That is one of the major work of Oshun. When you go to Oshun, then you say, oh, Yeye, mother, I'm barren. How can you help me? Then she will say, okay, let me go inside the river. We'll take the water, give it to the woman. The woman will drink, and the next month, the woman will be pregnant and have a child.
Well, that's the love of a mother, right?
Yes.
So you're talking a lot about the river as well. So is this why there's a procession to the Celebia River?
Yes. I'm not from Trinidad.
Yes.
I'm from Nigeria. I'm a Yoruba man. We Yeye Omotaiwo, who is in charge of Ile Ijoso Torameji, is the one that discovered that Yeye Oshun appears to her in Celebia River. And when the woman appeared to her in Celebia River, and the woman said, please remember me here in Trinidad, because I'm here to help the land of Trinidad. I want to heal our children. I want to take care of our mothers. I want to make sure that the society of Trinidad and Tobago don't experience any epidemics. That was the message she received then. Then she invited me from Nigeria that I should come and help. What did I know about Oshun? Then we started, organizing things.
Yes.
And that is why today we moved down to Celebia River to pray to Oshun, to appease Oshun, to help us in this land of Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us this morning. So let's talk about the theme for this year. I know it's etching the future on the foundations of the past. What does that mean to you?
Etching the future on the foundations of the past. It tells us that we are standing on the work that was done by our predecessors, our ancestors, those who would have introduced us to what we practice today. So as we have this National Oshun Festival, it would not have started today. It would have started many decades ago. And of course, the spiritual energy would have moved us to continue this work. So when we are building on the future, it means we are building on the legacy that was already set. And we are charting a way forward based on the principles of Ifa Orisha practice. We don't deviate from that. We ensure that whatever we do is well within the doctrine that Orisha have passed down to us, because Oshun has a way she does things. All Orisha have a way they do things. So when we are charting a way forward in the future, it means we are building on education, teaching, and all of these things to help our people understand what we have. Because out of colonization, many things what our ancestors once practiced, it became demonized. So now, building on the foundation of the past is now shedding light onto truth that what Ifa Orisha people have, it is sacred. It is not anything to run away from. It is something to embrace, because this is what will help us to live a fulfilling life. And of course, to reclaim what was once taken away from us.
Knowledge is definitely power. The more wisdom you have, the more you understand things that, again, you didn't understand before, and you have more tolerance and acceptance and respect for even traditions that you, again, don't understand. So, gentlemen, before we wrap up this morning, let's talk a little bit about the festival. Who can attend? Who is welcome at the festival? What should we know before coming, and when is everything happening?
Okay, so our festival is starting today.
Oh.
This is actually in-house, where we will prepare for our major event, which takes place on Wednesday. Wednesday, we are having Merend Ologun, which is when we light the 16 lights of Oshun to represent when Ye Oshun brought back light into this world.
Beautiful.
And on the Friday, in fact, on the Saturday, we are taking our offering. We are going to the river at Celibia with pomp, with love, with drums, with our mothers, our children, our people, and we are going to take our prayers and petitions to Ye Oshun at Celibia. It is open for all. We don't discriminate. All persons can come, and we welcome everyone in love.
And this is the 26th year of this festival as well, so you definitely need to be a part of this. Well, thank you very, very much, gentlemen, for being here with us this morning. And thank you for sharing more about the traditions and the meanings behind the National Oshun Festival. Genuinely, just giving us so much information to help us understand and to really love your traditions a lot more. This is all taking place on Wednesday, August 19th at 6 p.m. in Arima. And of course, that procession to Celibia, it's on Saturday, August 22nd at 9 a.m. A celebration of culture and heritage and traditions that continue to connect generations. We take a break and come back with more.
Being connected, it means a lot, because first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on,
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digicel is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network, and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel, and I never regretted it.
TTT Weather with Zaina James, daily at 7 p.m.
Football fans, lock in wherever you are. Season 7 of the 12th man premieres on TTT on Thursday, the 20th of August. We need you to be there. Be part of the fun. Be part of the celebration. It doesn't matter which team you're supporting, which team you're not supporting. We want you to join us. We want you to participate. We want you to be there with us on TTT.
The 12th Man, Season 7, coming soon to TTT.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world from Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forests alongside our robot pals from Bugs Bot Ignition, or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. Catch terrific Toon Time weekdays at 4:15 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. It's fun-filled adventure with terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
The Isaiah Campbell Foundation is preparing for its official launch with a mission to strengthen families and provide greater support for children, young people, parents and caregivers through counseling, mentorship, education and life skills development. The foundation hopes to address some of the gaps that families face and ultimately help to build stronger communities. Joining us this morning, Ms. Camille Campbell, Director of the Isaiah Campbell Foundation, and Isabella Campbell, the Project Coordinator. Good morning, ladies, and welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here this morning.
It's a pleasure.
So let's start with this. What's the story behind this foundation? What are the origins of the Isaiah Campbell Foundation?
Well, thanks for having us. I got a little thrown off seeing those pictures there, so let me just catch myself.
That's fine.
You know, when someone goes through a diagnosis, you find that persons tend to have a foundation based on what they experienced. But in our case, we are taking the character of our son. So much like, so I have to excuse you for my throat is starting to get a little...
That's okay. That's fine.
So Isaiah Campbell has been a beautiful young man from 0 to age 12. He would have passed away May 22nd, 2022.
I'm so sorry.
His diagnosis was when he was 10. He was diagnosed with brain tumors. And he passed away, as I said, in May 2022 from non-Langerhans histiocytosis. So some persons may not know what that is. It's an extremely textbook rare brain tumor. And, you know, when he passed away, we thought it was necessary and really felt led that to do something in his honor. And because the type of tumors he had was so rare, it's like, what do we do with this foundation? And we found it necessary that we take the character of Isaiah and we go into the communities, because this young man was full of life, full of love, and full of that connection with family, being able to bridge generations.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
That's okay. And thank you for sharing that and that memory with us. Isaiah with us this morning. Very beautiful young man, lovely family pictures as well, and it's a joy to share in his memory and all the good work that you've been doing. Now, how is the foundation funded, and what kind of support are you hoping to receive going forward?
Well, because we are officially launching, a lot of persons, corporate sponsors, persons who knew Isaiah, they are coming alongside, because what we hope to do with this foundation is to do programs with both children and parents. And because you find that there are times we do programs with children alone, but we don't come alongside the parents as well. So we will be going into the communities and take children from the communities, work with them for an entire year, and then hopefully at the end we get to have them graduate, and we can pour into those families, and then we move to another community again.
All right, Isabel, let me talk to you now. How have you been, dealing with all of this and all this work to get the foundation going? What's your role as project coordinator?
My role is to coordinate with the vendors to when mommy reaches out to the sponsors or persons in corporate society to get answers and to get sponsorship. I would then relate to them to see what can we get from them, how they can assist us in what we do, and to help with the little things you don't think about, the seating plan, the guest list,
Have you always been passionate about things like that?
I think I have been. I like to plan. I like order.
And that works well for a foundation.
Yes.
And you have a lot of work to do, I can only imagine. How are you juggling all of that with also being a young person and having your own things going on?
It's much at times, but I think having the support of persons around us makes the job easier and light. It doesn't feel like a burden. It encourages me.
Yes, and it's doing good work as well. So you all founded this foundation?
Yes.
So it's the family.
It's
the family. 3 of you. And that's a lot of work for 3 of you as well.
Well, the good thing is we have a team of persons that have come alongside. Professionals who have joined us on this mission.
Really?
Yes. We have a number of persons. We have a social worker, a pharmacist, someone who works in the military. We have persons who have come alongside us to build this because they understand what the mission is in going back into the communities to help restore some of that, the fabric of society, which is the family.
Yeah. So how will the foundation operate, and where will it operate from? It's going to be a big group as well. So how exactly are you going to operate, and who will be able to access the foundation?
Well, we are going into the communities. So it means that it will be for the community based on the things that they may be experiencing, especially the children in that community.
Have you earmarked communities just yet, or you're still figuring that out?
So the first project that we'll be doing, it will be based in the Shogunas area, and it will be persons, children, boys, between the ages of 8 to 12, because it's only fitting that we do something, the first project in honor of Isaiah.
I love that. So how long has the foundation been in existence? I know you're about to officially launch. And why did you feel like now is the right time to launch?
Well, this foundation was registered since in December 2022. We were a bit unsure, and the truth is we needed that time to grieve and to process everything that was happening with that loss. So now that we are here 4 years later, we feel a bit more strengthened. We have gotten a sense of direction where we need to go. So that's why we are now officially launching.
And how can people reach out to be a part of this or to contribute in any way?
Well, we have Facebook. Izzy, you wanted to go? You go ahead.
That's your project coordinator.
I know.
That's the one who's pulling it all together.
We have our Facebook, the Isaiah Campbell Foundation, and we have our Instagram, ICF2805. And also you can call us at 773-1480.
Look at that. Your project coordinator is really working.
There you go.
And the information is on the screen for you as well. It's right there, the number and the email. So ladies, now that we've talked a little bit about the foundation, and none of this will be possible without sweet Isaiah. Would you share a memory of Isaiah with me this morning?
Well, this young man has been advocating for others. The school he went to, every year they have an award, the principal award. It's the Isaiah Campbell Award that they give out to the student who embodies that sense of intuition, love, being thoughtful, kind, because that is who he was.
Yeah, we can see that from those pictures. Very loving.
Yes, very loving.
Yes, he had a joy about him. He had a way of being able to connect with people from different ages, old people, young people. I remember we were dropping someone home a day, and there was a grandmother on the road, and he just smiled and said, gave her a beautiful compliment, and the lady was blushing, like, oh my goodness. He was able to connect and be so impactful to different people and different ages.
Yeah, and it's been a long journey since 2022, and that's 4 really rough years, I can only imagine. And now you've turned that pain into something really positive, and we have to say thank you on behalf of the families who you will help very, very shortly. And that's a tremendous job. I know you said it's a whole family approach, so it's not just the kids you're helping, but it's also the families and the caretakers and all of that. And that is a lot of work, and we are really, really grateful for you. So what does success look like for the Isaiah Campbell Foundation in the next few years?
The power of one. Because when you are able to impact a child in one family, that's like you just planted a seed, and that's a forest. So the power of one means that you get to now come alongside this family, and that's a generation you get to save. So whether you get to impact and change a parent mindset, help them grow, help them to see their child, teach a child skills that they may not have had before, you are shaping a generation. So that's why our measurement is the power of one.
I love that very much. Any closing words from you, Isabella?
I'm excited to see how the foundation and how we can impact persons using the character of Isaiah.
Thank you, Mummy, and thank you.
Well, on Thursday, that's when we have the official launch. It's by invitation only, but it will also be streamed live on Facebook at the Isaiah Campbell Foundation. So persons can tune in and look on and see what we're doing, and we will be updating the pages so persons get that first-hand look as to what we're doing.
Lots of work for you, project coordinator. She has her work cut out, but incredible work. Thank you very much, ladies,
very much
for sharing the vision and the love behind the Isaiah Campbell Foundation, and for sharing a little piece of Isaiah with us this morning, and just letting him into the homes and hearts of all the people of Trinidad and Tobago on Trinidad and Tobago today. And thank you for being with us. The time now, it is 7:31. That means we take a short commercial break. When we come back, the show continues.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house lives. We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
welcome to 1020 with your truly Junior K. Open day. Big things happening in CTS College. Joining me inside this challenging 1020, we have Charles, of course, MBA student and lecturer. Are you ready? 10 reasons in 20 seconds why somebody should attend CTS College.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Really? The clock is ticking. Begin.
All right, so you have daycare, primary school, preschool, secondary school, tertiary education. It's convenient, it's flexible. There's a lot of payment plans that's available. A lot of the courses available online, and most importantly, student support like crazy.
Oh, with 3 seconds left, watch now, Charles. You aced it. Big up to CTS College, man. 1020.
TTT News every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
The Teen Creators Academy is giving young people the opportunity to explore the creative industries while developing skills in leadership, entrepreneurship, teamwork, and creative thinking. Launched in 2025 by media executive Lisa Wickham, the Academy combines hands-on production experiences with mentorship and real-world creative projects. And this morning, we're hearing directly from two members of the 2026 cohort. 16-year-old Elim Estava from St. Lucia, the Academy's inaugural Caribbean Scholarship recipient, and 17-year-old Krinyaga Anikulapo. They'll tell us about their experience, the challenges that they faced, and the lessons they've taken away, and how the Academy is shaping their ambitions for the future. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
So, Elim, you are the inaugural Teen Creators Academy Caribbean Scholarship recipient. Congratulations.
Yes, I am. Thank
So
you.
take us back to how that opportunity came about for you.
This opportunity started back when Miss Lisa brought the Creativity and Innovative Forum back in January, right? And they came to my school, they spoke about entrepreneurship and filming. I went to Miss Lisa, I was like, I want to do this. I want to be a part of this. So I went to the forum. We got there. That's where I got linked to Miss, what was her name? Miss Natalie John. Right? She's also my mentor now. And she was the one who helped drive my company into the public, right? And from that, Miss Lisa was really happy, and she offered me a scholarship to come to Trinidad to actually be a part of the Teen Creators Academy.
Wow.
Yes.
What an experience. So, Krinyaga, what was the TCA experience like for you now, and what were you expecting when you first joined the Academy?
What I was expecting, honestly, I'm really into animation and acting, and I didn't expect anything like this, like, you know, working with filming equipments and everything, especially since it's my first time directing a short film. The experience I had is very impactful and meaningful, meaning by, you know, my mentors were very patient with me, the bond I created, and the education we've been getting in the program. So.
Now, Elim, coming from St. Lucia and joining a cohort here in TNT, what was that like stepping into it and working into an environment and working alongside other creators like yourself?
Well, for me, I normally used to do creations and stuff on my own with my mom, but working alongside those who are the same age with me, it was amazing to see the fact that I could share my ideas with those who really understood it, who were my age.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Krinyaga, what would you say impacted you the most during your time at the Academy?
Well, like I said, how my mentors was very patient with us, especially like, you know, Richard Young and everybody else. The networking with higher ups, with Angie Good, I think I said her name right, who's the president producer in Tyler Perry Studios. We actually got to you know, speak with her.
That is huge.
And also my first time directing the you know, this movie. So that is the most impactful thing that happened.
And Eliam, this was also your first time in Trinidad and Tobago. So what was that experience like for you? How did you enjoy the food or the places you visited? What did you like most, and how about the friendships that you made?
It was amazing getting to see such a bigger island in the Caribbean. But my most impactful thing was the friendliness of the environment when I got to the TCA. Everybody was so welcoming. The food is amazing, especially doubles, for sure.
Love doubles.
Yes, my experience in Trinidad has been amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that for you. And you both took part in the TCA Creator Quest as well. And what were some of the challenges that you had to compete? And was there one that really stood out for you?
You want to go? Well, for me, the challenge that stood out for me was having to balance our script writing whilst we had to go on different field trips. Like we went to the bird sanctuary, having to go down south of the island. Like there was so much that we had to incorporate our time into whilst we were trying to do our script writing.
And also we went to Point Fortin to Super Wings and everything. So we had a lot of, trips while we changed a new script last minute and everything. So it's been stressful, but we enjoy every second of it in the academy.
And you've also had the opportunity to plan your own red carpet event. What did that teach you about everything that happens behind the scenes of producing an event?
It teaches me that you need patience. You need a lot of patience, because there will be some people who will not pull their weight, but you have to be the bigger person and say, listen, this is going to happen. You're going to make it happen.
And also, caring about the audience as well. You mostly had to be selfless and, care about the audience, especially thanks to Richard Young, who taught us that, since he was the one who taught us about the event planning.
The Richard Young, my absolute favorite. Such an amazing personality as well. And you also worked closely with mentors, again, like Richard Young, and special guests, including, I believe, international industry professionals. That's tremendous, especially at your age. Was there a particular piece of advice or conversation that stood out to each of you?
Honestly, the one piece of advice actually started back in January, where I was one-on-one with Miss Tatiana Ali. And the thing that she said to me was, time is not going to wait for anyone. So it's your job to make sure you do what you have to do, and you do it to the best of your ability.
My own is with Auntie Lisa, when she said to don't let people dim your lights, and also how time is money. So we have to you have to prepare.
Time is definitely money.
Yes.
And you're learning that at a very early age, and that's going to impact your journey. And creative projects don't always mean that everyone agrees. You just spoke about that, and I want to go back to that for a second. What did the TCA teach you about teamwork and conflict resolution, and not just people who don't pull their weight, but people who have different ideas from you?
We obviously learned that we had to have a chance with everybody else, to combine everybody ideas. Don't leave anybody outside, even if you don't think their idea is relevant, because that's exactly what we did in TCA. We want everybody to come in and put their ideas on the table, and especially when it comes to conflicts, we have to calm down, especially thanks to Auntie Lisa. She told us to calm down, because obviously we're all friends at the end of the day. And we can't ruin our relationship because of this project we're currently doing. So, yeah.
What about you? What did you learn in that area?
I learned that you need to be calm, as Grignard was saying. You need to be calm, because some people have different ideas and would have to be changing different stuff, because we want to help everybody come together. It's not just a certain type of people, well, not type, a certain amount of people who have this idea and we're like, okay, we're going to stick to this. No, we have to take everybody's idea, put it into one, and come out with something.
And sometimes personalities can clash as well. Lots of different cultures and backgrounds, and maybe even ages here and there, and differences. Well, finally, has this experience changed, and what do you see yourself doing in the future? And what advice would you give to another young person who may have a creative talent, but they're just not sure what they want to do with it yet?
This experience has changed me, because I came from sports and business background, But turning myself into an actor has really opened my eyes to the world, because there's so much more than just the everyday thing that we see on TV. We're like, oh, okay, I want to do this. Being an actor now, it's like, wow, you know? And for me, for the younger people, just don't keep yourself in one space. Go put your hands in everything. Find out what you want to do.
Yeah. But just like you directed as well, right? Yes.
What I would say, I'm very experienced with, I've been watching YouTube tutorials and everything, but I never get a chance to, have the opportunity to show my talent. So what changed my perspective, TCA made me respect all the film industry departments, because the work you have to put in a short film, it's every day. All of us CCA members, like, imagine if it was like a 1 hour film that would and take years. That's a lot of work, and I find everybody underestimates the film and animation, the creative side of how much work it takes. And what I would say for the young generation is to chase your dream. Even if somebody says something different, even if people say, do you have a plan B or plan A, stick with what you want to do, because, again, don't let anybody dim your light. Yeah.
I love that you have a deeper appreciation now that you've seen how much hard work goes into this, and you both are doing so well, and congrats to you. Now, I know that you're an actor, and you're going to be in major blockbusters coming to us, and we're looking out for that. Any particular lines from anything that you worked on you have any favorites?
Yes.
You want to say one for us? You want to give us a quick 10-second line of your favorite, something that you've acted before?
When I went, they can kill me, but they can't kill us all. Think, Abina. Do you want your child to be born a slave? That was my favorite part, because I got to really jump into my character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that, Elim. And thank you, Kranyagar, for joining us and sharing your experiences. The Teen Creators Academy, giving young people the space to learn and create and see that their talents can open real opportunities for the future. Congratulations to both of you for completing the 2026 program. And Elim, as I said, congrats on becoming the Academy's inaugural Caribbean Scholarship recipient. The time now 7:46. One quick break, and then we come back to wrap the show.
Football fans, lock in wherever you are. Season 7 of the 12th Man premieres on TTT on Thursday, the 20th of August. We need you to be there. Be part of the fun. Be part of the celebration. It doesn't matter which team you're supporting, which team you're not supporting. We want you to join us. We want you to participate. We want you to be there with us on TTT.
The 12th Man, Season 7, coming soon to TTT.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT. And TTT Live Online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by...
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
and Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Angela.
He's alive.
Who is alive, Angela?
Excalibur.
What? That's impossible.
How do I get to Condo?
A homegrown superhero and sci-fi story is making its way to TTT. Claw, created by Trinidad and Tobago filmmaker Ansel Harris, takes viewers into the fictional empire of something following a warrior prince on a journey filled with family and betrayal and identity and leadership. And the Claw universe is growing with season 2 underway and a feature film, VC King of Clan, coming to cinemas in September. Joining us this morning, creator and director Ansel Harris and the man behind Claw himself, actor Jamel James. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good
Oh, that looks exciting. And you look like you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely it was.
So take us back to the beginning. Where did the idea for Claw come from?
Right, so I was a small kid, right, like 2 years old, and I came up with all these stories, all these characters. So I was drawing comics and things from small, and the idea of Claw was one of the first set of characters I created from that age.
How you came up with the name?
It just came to me. I was just there creating characters.
Yes.
And I just say Visa and Claw, and I was like, hey, that sounds cool, and then just keep that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And why did you want to create a sci-fi and a superhero story right here in Trinidad and Tobago?
Right.
That's a new one for us, I think.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that, we don't have stories like that. Growing up in the 90s, you'll see stories like Calabash Ali and these other stories. So I wanted to do something different. And Hollywood already had the template for superhero series and or stuff like that. So you say, you know what, we'll try that in Trinidad as well too,
Yes.
Keep it everything with the Trini dialect and all that.
Yes.
But add our own little flavor, make it sci-fi, add our own stories and stuff. So
Jamel, tell us about Claw. Who is Claw?
So Claw is a young man who is just basically trying to discover what his world is about, growing from a prince and trying to actually becoming the king at some point in time, and just basically trying to bring the people of his clans together.
Wow, that's a very powerful.
It's a long journey.
Yeah. And what attracted you most to that role?
Actually, the role actually landed in my lap, and when it came to me, I was like, why not? I just delve into it.
Ansel, what has been the most challenging part of bringing this warrior prince to life on screen?
I think one of the most challenging parts would have been, we're shooting in a whole universe which is outside of the world, outside of our world. So we have to go to locations, use green screen and stuff to make it look like it's a different world. So that would have been a challenging part. So we'll have to go to locations like quarries and stuff like that to make it look like it's that kind of alien setting.
Yes.
And then use a lot of green screen so we could change the background and stuff. So
before we started filming, it was like, okay, how we gonna do this? And we had to map out what we're gonna do, look for locations that doesn't have people living around, and things
That's
like
tremendous
that.
work.
Yeah.
And it takes a team.
Yes.
And excitingly now, Vasaclaw is coming to TTT.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, it's been in the works for a little while. We wanted it to come to TTT for a while, but we reached a stage that we filmed season 2. So we was like, okay, we filmed season 2, everything finished. We could go to TTT now and be like, hey, we have season 1 and season 2 that they could run. And thankfully they said yes, hey, they're on board, and then we was like, all right, cool.
We love having you on TTT now. Yes. And you're also taking Vasaclaw to the big screen with VC King of Clan.
Yes.
So what can audiences expect from that?
Well, audience will expect the journey from a prince to a king, right? And I don't want to sell out too much.
No
but
teasers.
Yes. But
no spoilers.
But at the end of the day, is more growth for Visa, discovering more his culture, discovering his family, his background, and becoming that warrior that he meant to be.
Vesa, what's your favorite, not Vesa, but Jamal, what's your favorite part about being Vesa?
I think the whole acting aspect of it, and evolving from the prince to becoming the king and the warrior that he is. The whole backstory as his whole royal family and stuff like that. Just discovering all the elements of it.
I love that for you. And finally, Ansel, what's your bigger vision for Vasaclaw, and how far would you like to take this universe beyond Trinidad and Tobago?
Right. So for Vasaclaw, basically, I want to build on the IP. So movies, TV shows, merchandising, animation, build the bigger world, but through different mediums. And in terms of the universe, have more characters develop, come out from the universe that other people as well could relate to as well.
What's the universe called?
Vilventure's universe. Yeah.
This is so exciting. And you get to see it all on TTT. Look out for Vasaclaw right here on TTT Media Limited. I say thank you so much for joining us this morning. Congratulations on all of success, and congrats, Vesa.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to seeing you on the big screen, and of course, sharing the screen with me here on TTT.
That's fabulous.
Yes. All right. Well, that's why we say thank you for joining us today. Join us tomorrow, 6 to 8, where we do this all over again. Please be safe on the nation's roads. We saw 2 accidents happening this morning, and we really, really, really want to prevent that from happening. Drive safely and have a beautiful day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Virmala Balkaran, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays 6 p.m., Tuesdays 1:10 p.m.
Hey,
Hey, up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
We're now on the cusp of learning how AI is interacting with the tools that we have been using. So now increasingly, we're using AI to fine-tune both the treatments that we're giving and also to help us with the complex decision-making.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Regional meteorological stakeholders are joining those responsible for disaster management in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for 2 workshops this week. The focus of the workshops is to implement a new tool for the region. Science and Technology Officer from the Caribbean Meteorological Organization, Kenneth Kerr, explained the new tool.
Common alerting protocol, or CAP as it is known, is essentially a standardized way of creating and sharing emergency warnings. The important thing is that one authoritative warning can be distributed through many channels, through the television, through radio, through websites, social media, mobile phones, and other platforms. And so for the Caribbean, where we face multiplicity of hazards, the CAP help us to get consistent and trusted information to people quickly, wherever they are.
Mr. Kerr highlighted how the Common Alerting Protocol will change the way the region responds to natural disasters moving forward.
We are bringing the Meteorological Service and the disaster management agencies and other stakeholders together so that we can move from simply saying a hazard is coming to saying this is what could happen, this is who could be affected, and this is what you should do, because it means the hazard may mean different things for different sectors, for different people. So we need to move the conversation from not just what is coming, but what is going to happen.
The workshops began on Monday, August 17th and will run until Friday, August 28th across 4 Caribbean countries. In more news, police seized 5 firearms and 31 rounds of ammunition, while 4 people were arrested for firearm-related offenses during coordinated Operation Resolute Shield exercises between Saturday and Sunday. In the North Division, officers acting on intelligence searched a residence at La Pastora Village, Lopino Road, Aruca, where they found 3 shotguns and 10 rounds of 12-gauge ammunition. 2 people were arrested. In the Central Division, officers searched a home at Edinburgh Village, Chaguanas, seizing a firearm and 2 rounds of .38 ammunition. A 45-year-old man was arrested. Meanwhile, in the Port of Spain Division, officers operating in the Besson Street, Belmont, and Central Police Station districts seized a firearm, 2 magazines, and 19 rounds of .45 ammunition. 1 man was arrested. The TTPS says the intelligence-led exercises are aimed at removing illegal firearms from communities, disrupting criminal activity, and suppressing violent crime. Investigations are continuing. Research shows that cervical cancer is highly survivable when detected early. In fact, around 95 out of every 100 people diagnosed at an early stage are expected to survive for 5 years or more after diagnosis. In an effort to help more women in Trinidad benefit from the high survival rates associated with early detection, Ayana S. Dianet Foundation hosted a PAP party at Bishop's Anstey High School East in Trin City. Foundation representative Paige Ribeiro Agard said in support of this goal, free pap smears were provided to everyone who attended over the weekend.
It's
all about the pop party event hosted by the Ayana S. Diet Foundation for Cervical Cancer. And today it's really all about cervical cancer prevention and awareness, right? Our foundation's mantra is prevention, education, and eradication. So today our ladies are getting free pap smears.
Ms. Rivero-Agard shared the story behind the foundation's creation and explained the inspiration for its far-reaching and ambitious goals.
The Ayana S. Diet Foundation for Cervical Cancer was started because my aunt, Ayana Sasha Diet, passed away in 2018. Her last wish, though, was to share her story so that we can save lives. Hence, my family and I would have decided, let's start a foundation. So here we have ASDF. And because of the foundation, we're now able to prevent cervical cancer, educate the public about cervical cancer, and hopefully one day eradicate cervical cancer.
And that was your TDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. From our entire team here to you, have a great day.
More news, more access, more ways to stay informed. TTT News covers the stories that matter on air and online. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Hi, Mahalia. After so many years delivering the news, what is something about you viewers would be surprised to learn?
Viewers would actually be surprised to know that I am actually an introvert. God alone knows how I got into this profession, this field, but yes, I am an introvert. I'm very shy.
What's one thing you absolutely must do before going on air every day?
So one thing I absolutely must do before going on air is recite Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, because I would say at one point I always felt like I couldn't present the news, and that scripture always keeps me grounded, keeps me know to myself that I can in fact do it.